Thank you, Dawn.
Yeah, it just,
Okay, good morning, everyone. We're going to do some Qi Gong warm-ups, and I like to do these exercises before doing soft style. Basically, we're going to go over the movement, body movement, like keeping your nose to your navel. Your whole body moves if your pinky moves. So basically, I'm not moving my hand, my body moves my hand. And one thing I wanted to point out on the schedule, I think it's spelled incorrectly. So it's Qi Gong. Okay, so the difference between like our hard style and the Qigong and Tai Chi is our hard style, everything is linear. And for the soft style, everything is more rounded. So as we get started, we're gonna, in our stances for these exercises, we're gonna have our feet about shoulders width apart. And you're welcome. The idea is it's a moving class, so you're all welcome to join. And if you want to sit and just observe, that's okay too. So for these, we're going to have our feet starting with shoulders width apart, and we're going to tip our pelvis forward just a tiny bit. So as opposed to standing straight, it's soft, so our knees are slightly bent and our pelvis is slightly tipped forward. That's going to allow the Qi to flow. The Qi flows well through anything that's rounded. If you have something stiff and straight, it has a hard time flowing. Okay, so the first exercise, we're going to bend our knees, relax our hips and tip our pelvis slightly forward, and our arms are going to swing up and back. And what we're doing is we're letting gravity pull them down. So this is for your lungs. If anybody has any breathing problems or asthma, this is really beneficial for your lungs. And you want to inhale when your hands are coming up and exhale as they fall. So you want to try to keep the same timing as my timing. So my timing is your timing. Okay, we're going to slow that down. Okay, the second exercise is I'm going to turn my hips so I have the same stance. My knees are bent slightly and my pelvis is still tilted. And I'm going to turn my body from side to side. So as I turn my body in my center, that creates my arms moving. So I'm not moving my arms, the body is generating the movement of the arms. Okay, we're going to slow it down. Okay, this next one, it's a little bit harder. So I'll turn to the side so you can see. So one arm is straight ahead and one arm is here on the ribs. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna switch my hands. So one hand comes up and the other hand pulls back to the ribs. And we're scraping the ribs just like we do when we do punches. And then additionally, I'm bending my knees a bit and straightening my knees. And you want to use your breath when you're doing this, breathing in and out, in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And slow it down. Okay, how's everybody doing so far? I'm going to adjust this a little bit more because the next one I want you to see my feet. Okay, on this one, we're going to widen our stance to approximately 1.5 shoulders widths. So your feet are just outside your shoulder. And this one, we're going to put our hand behind us and one hand's out in front. And we're going to turn our body, lift our elbow, and then this hand goes over the head and then down as if we're painting the wall. So it's like, and your hand is in the form of like a paintbrush, like as if my hand were the brush bristles. Okay. And remember, your knees are soft and your pelvis is still slightly tipped forward. So I'm inhaling now and then exhaling as I'm turning and my hand is going down. And something really important about this, my body is turning and making my hand move. Okay, then it lifts and I'm turning my center back. And then my hand's going down. So the body is generating the movement. My center is generating the movement. Okay, now we're going to bring this hand across the front. Put it behind us, shift, turn, and the elbow comes up. I'm going to watch you guys for a second. Very nice. So on, you don't have to bring your hand too high, just slightly over your head. And also, so my Sifu used to say that your body will lead you. The Qi will guide you. So sometimes if it doesn't feel just right, you make an adjustment. That's kind of the Qi guiding you, your body, to do the right thing. There's times I notice if I'm really tense and my legs are straight and I'll be doing the exercise and something doesn't feel right. And it's like, oh, look at my legs are so straight. So just listen to your body as you're doing these. And it'll help you. Okay, we're gonna stop on that one. Bring this hand across. So the next one, you're gonna have a wider stance and the knees are gonna be bent more. And we're gonna scoop, I'll demonstrate it first. So first I'm gonna start with the weight on my right leg. I'm gonna scoop, and as I'm scooping down, I'm shifting my weight to my left leg. Okay, scoop, I'm turning my body, then this comes across. And again, it's kind of like that paintbrush with the hand, except this time I'm looking at the back of my hand as I'm turning. So if you notice, again, on all of these, my body is driving the hand motion and gravity is letting the hand come down. Then as I come up, turn my body, the hand is moving. So my pinky moves, my whole body moves. And it's nose to navel on all of these. Okay, so we'll begin. This is the last one on this side. Now we're gonna bring our hand in front and switch sides. And that would be our last one on that side. Okay. This next one, I always think of a sensei because it reminds me of water. So also our hands are going to be in front. We're going back to a more narrow stance. And where our feet, oh, sorry. So our feet are shoulders width apart. And again, you're going to have soft bent knees and your pelvis tipped forward. And your hands are out in front, kind of like you're holding a baby. And then I'm going to turn my body. And as I'm turning, I'm putting my hands up. So the bottom hand is in a tiger mouth position, and the top hand goes up basically like you're blocking the sun. And it's right about that height. And tiger's mouth is right in front of your solar plexus. So again, my body is generating the movement, okay? I'm moving from my center, that's creating the movement in my hands. And gravity also has them coming down. So this reminds me of water going up, and as soon as you get to the top, there's not really a pause, it comes right back down. So it's a constant motion, like a pendulum, but I always think of like a wave or water splashing, and the water goes up and then comes right back down. So you could see just now as I was demonstrating that, I wasn't moving my body because I was just trying to show you the hands, and it looks so, it's incorrect. So again, we want to have our body move the hands.
Excuse me, Sensei, if I may ask a question.
Yes.
So the hands, both hands are in tiger mouth position as you swing back and forth?
Only the bottom hand.
Only the bottom hand, okay.
The bottom hand is in tiger mouth. The top hand is like I'm blocking the sun.
Right, got it. Okay, thank you.
It's turned sideways like that.
Right, thank you much.
Okay. And remember to breathe during these, super important. So I'm inhaling and I exhale at the top. Inhale, exhale. And come to center. Now, the next one, I do post position. There's two ways of doing this, and I don't like to, so I'll demonstrate one. So this one, you form a triangle with your hands and you stand straight. Put this directly over your head and look up. And so I do like that, so you can see from the side angle, and then you turn. I have a bad neck, so I do not like to do that one personally. If you do that one, you want to make sure you're straight and tall. Your body is straight, and then this is directly over your head, so it's in line with your spine and everything's in line. But it kind of makes me dizzy sometimes, and also it bothers my neck, so I like to do the post position, which is my feet are little more than shoulders width apart. Again, my knees are bent and my pelvis is tipped slightly forward. And I'm holding my hands out in front, kind of at a 45-degree angle. And I'm basically hugging a tree. Okay, and this is a meditation type, and actually all these exercises are moving meditation. So it's really good to clear your mind. And if you have trouble meditating, some people would prefer to do this. So we're gonna tip our pelvis, our knees are slightly bent, and then our hands are out in front like we're hugging a tree. And you close your eyes and just breathe in and out through your nose.
Hey, Dawn, everything okay?
Everything's okay. Is everything okay with you guys?
All right, everybody's just standing still. That's fine.
Yes. Yeah, we're just standing. It's a pose. We're breathing, and our hands are in a position as if we're hugging a tree.
Got it.
Laugh at the old guys. We thought the screen froze.
No, it's okay. No problem. Neat. Okay, so I don't know if any of you noticed if you were swaying. Sometimes my body sways when I'm doing that, and it's like the chi moving around in my body. All these exercises help increase your chi flow. So very important for us. You know, Kung Nu, the Vietnamese term is Qi. And it's very healing. Doing Qi Gong is the same as basically getting an acupuncture treatment. So if you practice these every day, you wouldn't have to go to an acupuncturist, because you could self-heal the Qis flowing around your body and sending healing energy to all parts. So something else I want to say, when you're doing these exercises, always have loving, peaceful thoughts when you're doing these. Very important. Okay, the next set we're going to do. So I had two different instructors, and they both taught Wu style Tai Chi. And I thought that it was the same, but when my first instructor actually passed away. And so I sought out another instructor, and he also taught Wu style, and I went to the class and I said, oh, it's different than the first Tai Chi that I learned and the Qigong exercises. And he said, yeah, he said, there's two Wu families. So there's two Wu styles that are different. But the next one, we're going to rub our hands. Do you guys want to have a water break? Just a quick, before I go on?
Yes, please.
Okay, we're about halfway there. Okay, so go ahead and take a few minutes, grab some water. I'm gonna go get some too.
Dawn.
Yes.
Hi. Yeah, I just wanted to share with you and the other students and Sensei Lin, that the reason why you see my picture instead of my live self is because I'm in a rural area and I have very, very poor Wi-Fi connection. And if I go to video, I will lose it, all. So my apologies for not showing myself, but that's the reason.
It actually makes a lot of sense. But it's awesome that you were able to join.
Oh, I'm loving it, every second of it. And Sensei Lin, this is the first time I've experienced Qigong, and so I'm really thrilled. And if I may say, when we were doing that last exercise of hugging the tree, which is great because I'm a tree hugger myself, and I was feeling there towards the end that something doesn't feel right, and you're absolutely right. My legs were straight, and so I just bent down a little bit, and it was fine. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for coming to class. It's great. I love it. The kids that I teach, well, they're teens. They all love doing the Qigong exercises, and depending on what their mood is, sometimes I have something in mind for class and they come in and it's finals and they're all stressed. And so it's like, okay, we're gonna change it up. Let's do some Qi Gong. And they're like, oh, good. It makes us all feel better. I know sometimes I get tight in my shoulders, like we were doing some, and it's because I'm not relaxed. So you definitely need to listen to your body. And I must have been holding something funny. So then you just kind of adjust.
Right, so that's the key, is just the relax portion to remember that we have to relax. Similar to when we do, soft style.
Yes, because this is soft style.
Yes.
And I notice a huge difference if I do this before I do my soft style katas, opposed to if I don't. It's a huge difference.
Interesting. Thank you.
Yeah. And I had a surgery a couple years ago and went to training camps and virtually could not do anything except I could do Master John K's Qi Gong class. And it was super helpful. It's been really helpful. So it's a really good, it's really important. Okay, so moving on, is everyone back? Okay, this next part is from my second Tai Chi instructor. So we'll go back to rubbing our hands together. So I think probably most of you guys know about when O-sensei would do the unbendable arm, and he would put his arm up and have this ki flow or chi flow coming up and out his arm, and no one could bend his arm. You know, he'd have 4 guys hanging off his arm trying to bend it, and the strength from the ki flow was turning his arm into like a metal rod, basically. And also I wasn't there was a training camp in San Diego, and I think he had a bunch of football players trying to push him out of his stance, and he just stood there and did not, they couldn't move him because his ki flow was amazingly strong. Okay, so we're gonna okay, now we're gonna move our hands about 18 inches apart. And we're gonna make sure our shoulders are relaxed. We're gonna also stand. You can stand with one foot in front of the other slightly. Your feet are gonna be shoulders width apart. Or you can stand with your feet, shoulders a little bit more than shoulders width apart. But you're still gonna have bent knees and your pelvis slightly tilted forward. Okay, we're gonna move our hands about 24 inches apart. And we're gonna push them together. So we're gonna inhale out. Exhale. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth.
My fly sit.
Keep hitting the wall.
Okay, so now we're gonna reduce the width to about 12 inches. Continue with the breaths. And now we're gonna reduce it to 6 inches. Okay, now you can drop your hands at your sides. Notice if you feel any tingling. Okay, now we're gonna lift our hands. We're actually gonna let the chi lift our hands. So we're gonna relax and kind of envision the chi lifting our hands. And you should feel like your hands are kind of resting on a table. Your elbows are bent, because remember, the chi wants to go around curvy places and not through straight, linear lines. Okay, and then slowly let your hands drop. Inhale. Let your hands come up. Exhale. Now this next time, inhale and try to let your hands come up without physically moving them with your muscles. Think about the chi lifting your hands. Okay, we're gonna make a hold a ball. We're gonna inhale, and you're gonna picture this ball getting larger. And you're gonna exhale, and you're squeezing the energy down into a little tiny ball. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, now we're gonna put our right hand on top and our left hand on the bottom. And we're gonna move to the right. And I'm mirroring you guys. Then we're gonna turn our hands over. And my body again is driving the movement of my hands. My hands aren't moving, my torso is moving, and it's moving everything. Then we're gonna rotate the hands. and move back to the right. So my knees are still slightly bent and my pelvis is still slightly tipped. Okay, now we're gonna add something. We're gonna step out and move. So you can see how much these exercises are like our soft style new one. So if you teach this warm up before you teach new one, you're getting your students to move how we want them to move in the kata. So my nose is to my navel and my pinky's moving, my whole body moves. Okay, so this part, we're gonna kind of let go and we're gonna let the chi really move us. And so now you don't have to stay with my timing. You can flow and move however you feel comfortable. Okay, so we're gonna come back to center. We're gonna let our hands drop for a second. Does anyone feel anything in their hands? Do you feel the energy? Mine feel kind of like balloons, my fingers, and I feel a tingling sensation in the palms of my hands. Okay, we're gonna lift our hands up. And then we're gonna move my pinky is gonna lead the way and I'm gonna turn, again, I'm turning my body down and up. The hands are going down, kind of like a roller coaster. So my pinky moves, my whole body moves. And move to center and drop the hands. Okay, so I want you guys to be still for a second. Feet are shoulders width apart, knees are slightly bent, pelvis is tipped forward. Just be here still for a moment and breathe. Now, as you're inhaling, let your arms lift. Let the chi push your arms up. And relax. Let the hands drop. Okay, so this, if you guys want, does everybody here know new one? We only have about 8 minutes left. Let me see if I can. Does everyone here know new one? Just go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you do. Okay, keep it up so I have time to see everybody. Okay, so what we could do, there isn't time to teach it, but we could do it as to finish off class. We could do it one time. If you don't know it, you could just follow along. But it's a really good, now that we're all warm and our Qi's all flowing, this is a great time to go ahead and do that. Does anyone have any questions before we do that? No, we're good. Okay, so remember on these exercises to always keep good thoughts. She is like, okay, my second instructor actually was teaching how to emit the Qi. And he could emit his Qi from his hand. We would stand a few feet away, probably 8 feet, and literally you could feel it pushing against you. Like you would feel your weight shift back. And we would watch, and the person would have their eyes closed that he was doing it to. So, but their weight would shift to their heels. So you never wanna, you always wanna think good thoughts. And when you're practicing these for harmony and peace and love, okay? We don't ever wanna use this in a negative way. It's for healing. Okay, so let's do new one. Mine is a little bit different from what's on the website. And basically, Grandmaster Quinn would always say he was looking for the principles and the foundation. So everything we've gone over so far about nose to navel, the pinky, if the pinky finger is moving, the whole body is moving. That's all your foundation for new one. So your body is moving all together as one. And when you turn, your whole body's turning and your body movement is driving the hand movement. It's not hands without the foundation and the legs and everything. Okay, so we have 5 minutes. Let's just go and do new one time. Okay. I won't bow us in since everyone doesn't know it. We'll just do it together. Okay. Well, hut. One hut, one kata. Okay, thank you all so much for coming. Are you all okay with if we take a class picture?
Sure, sit up straight.
Sure.
Stand up.
Okay. Don, will you do that for us?
Yep, just flipping back to gallery view. Everybody up? Smile.
Smile.
Yay, got it.
Awesome.
Sensei
Thank you,
Lynn,
guys.
Sensei Lynn, I want to say something. Been doing
Yes.
this a long time. This is beautiful, and I'll tell you why. This is what training camp is about. You've got a master and a one green stripe, and everybody in between in the same class. That's the beauty of training camp. Really is. That's what it's all about.
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Thank you,
It is.
Sensei Lin.
Thanks, Sensei
This is
Lin.
great.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Sensei Lee.
everyone.
All right,
This
be
is
good,
my-
everybody.
Great
This
class.
is my
Have a good
very
day, guys.
first class ever teaching at training camp. So thank you for being a part of it.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.